It's 9 p.m. and you know what that means. Well, actually, I don't know what that means. But anyway, welcome back. It's now just after 9 in the little town of Edenton. I think it's called that, Edenton? I can't even remember. Jenks is hot on the trail of a potential suspect who may well have murdered Kate, the drunken student. I think we're probably going to try and find if there's anywhere to go in terms of Edenton Village Hall, because it was supposed to open at 8, but I didn't see anyone there at 8, so still no one there now. It's kind of annoying. Let's see if anyone's having a meal yet. I've got quite a lot to talk to Ryan about, so when we find him, we'll get some footage there. But no, there's still no one eating. Seems quite late, doesn't it, to not be eating still at 9 p.m, but okay. While we're here though, we may well...
A few more questions,
at least
if you don't mind.
Speak to... oh, we spoke to Rebecca about that. Oh. Sound like you... What was that? Emma's criticism on Liam. Oh.
Thank you.
That was
Probably
waste of time
back later.
Okay, so let's go somewhere else. We may well be looking to find a cutscene from walking to a certain place, as that sometimes happens. I don't have much to talk about yet with people since the last hour passed, but let's just who is it? I don't know if we spoke to Simon back. Did we speak to Simon?
A few more questions, if you don't mind.
Oh yes, I won't tell Simon, for God's sake.
That's all for the moment. Thank you.
Paul and Ryan are potentially there, but I'm tempted to try Atlas first. See if he's still in his group meeting with his little mask psychopaths. Oh, there's some boxes here. What are they about? Is that hooker? Oh, some sort of... or flashlight.
That'll come in handy. Don't know why I never remember to buy one.
Okay, we'll just check to see if there's anything to do here while we're here. At least we've now got... Oh, I can try the room on the right now. Might mean Ryan's back.
Couple
There he
more
is.
questions, if that's okay.
Got quite a bit to talk to you about, sir.
So tell me more about this doll burning.
It's a symbolic ceremony we perform every few weeks on the course.
What's it about?
It's about burning your old personality and finding a new one, a better one.
So the dolls are...
You. They represent you from the past. Each doll has a picture of the student as a child or a teenager, and they burn the doll and symbolically destroy their old personality. It's quite simple but effective, I find.
And why did that girl shout?
Because it's an emotional thing. She's
mental.
quite clearly become very attached to her doll. They do spend the first month with them. We tell them to take the doll everywhere with them before they actually go through the doll burning.
And you believe that's a good thing? Destroying your past?
Of course it's a good thing, Inspector. We're all shackled to our past, particularly you by the sound of it. Perhaps we should make a doll of you, Inspector, and burn that. What do you think?
No, thank you.
Yeah,
probably
perhaps
right.
you should bugger off,
I'm not
mate.
sure it would do any good anyway.
Ooh, look at her. No need for that, mate.
I didn't realise you were a musician.
Oh,
captions on.
I'm not
Were
really
you?
a musician. I mean, I dabble a little bit. To be quite honest with you, I'm far more interested in collecting guitars.
You're not in a band?
Well, I did audition. I did audition a few years ago. When I say a few years ago, of course, I mean about 20 years ago. Doesn't time fly?
What band was that?
Oh, I can't remember. Something Stone. Aren't they all called
20
something
years ago.
Stone?
It was
Hammer
only
Stone.
last
That's
year.
it.
Oh, Hammer.
And you still collect?
I haven't bought a
Blackstone?
guitar for over a year. I feel I've moved on.
Not sure I believe you.
Can you tell me about auto-hypnosis?
Now, what would you like to know?
Do you use it on the course?
We dip into it occasionally, but it's not a major feature of the course. I would say that, well, a minority of the students know how to use it, but the majority wouldn't know and have a clue.
It's not a requirement of the course.
No, not at all. We don't ask people to do things that they're not comfortable with. There's no bribery, no coercion. We're thinking about phasing auto-hypnosis out, actually.
What's the reason for that?
Well, to be perfectly honest with you, Inspector, it doesn't actually work very well.
Fair enough.
Do you know what this is?
Well, I think it's a bag. Is
Huh.
it a bag, Inspector?
The shop.
Oh, yes, the costume shop. Yes, we used to hire from them.
For the course?
Well, yes. For the course, at the end of each stage, we have a little party and we ask students to dress up or try acting out being somebody new, their new selves, as it were.
Could you explain a bit more? New selves?
One of the main elements of the course is learning how to act, how to be whoever you need to be in any given situation. I think you'll agree, Inspector, that business is about being the right person in the right situation at the right time. What it does, it helps them to detach themselves, become somebody new.
It's like a machine gun.
Pretend, you know that kind of thing. It's surprising what a little bit of cross-dressing can do for you, Inspector. You should try it.
Not at this stage.
Maybe on Sunday.
What do you know about your father's money-stealing stunt?
Oh, well, yes, that was something that Dan decided to do as part of the shock aspect of the course.
But he went too far, you believe.
He usually does.
And do you think it did have anything to do with Liam's death?
No. Liam wasn't like that at all. I mean, that was just a simple, unfortunate coincidence. I mean, Liam had his own problems, but he didn't have any problems with the money shock stunt. No.
What do you know about Emma Bowman criticising Liam before his suicide?
I was there. I witnessed it. Well, I know Emma blamed herself for his death.
Did she?
Well, she was upset and all of that, but I wouldn't blame her, Inspector. I really don't think she had anything to do with it at all.
You don't think?
Liam was a very confident person, very outgoing, very strong individual, or so it seemed. I think people are free to do what they like. Even something as irreversible as bumping themselves off. Sad though that is, of course.
Okay then.
Be back later on, if that's okay.
We'll have a little chat later on there, buddy. Don't go anywhere. That's empty now. It is empty now. Okay. Time to go to the pub. Oh, gone the wrong way. What an idiot. Pots and pans, great. What's this? A secret letter? You don't know where that torch has been. Oh, oh dear, someone's ruined his car.
Oh, wow. And there's the mask symbol again. Looks like someone's been trying to make a point. Few more questions, please. Thank you.
Have you ever seen these?
It's Ryan's car. It got vandalised last year. His camera had been stolen, so I took pictures. Ugh, whoever did it made a mess, didn't they?
But nobody was prosecuted for it.
Not that I remember. The insurance paid out, though.
Where is that car now then?
Okay, that's it for now. Thank you. Ask you a couple more things, please.
Do you think Emma's criticism of Liam on that last night led to his suicide?
I doubt it helped.
Did you encourage Emma to criticize him?
I didn't encourage Emma to do anything. I merely told her what we tell every student to do, to express themselves as they want to. It would be out of order to criticize them after that, wouldn't it? However, I didn't expect her to criticize his birthmark, if that's what it was.
What else was it?
That's a decision she took herself.
So you didn't know her well?
No, not at all.
He's so strange.
Do you know what these are?
Yes,
Photos.
that's Ryan's car. Another toy he managed to ruin. It was vandalized sometime last year.
Do you know who did it?
I don't believe anybody was ever prosecuted for it.
Yeah, that's not what I asked. I said, do you know who did it?
Just a few more questions, if you don't mind.
Know anything about
Was it you,
these?
James?
Nope.
Oh, okay, that's helpful.
Thank you. Probably be back later.
Thanks for that then. Yeah, bye. God, everyone's so moody in this game. Sorry, in this village. The real village.
Ask about a few more things, please.
What is this, a knocking shop?
Do you know anything about these?
Nope. Sorry.
Thank you. Probably be
I
back
didn't mean to do
later.
that.
Couple more questions, if that's okay.
Have you seen these before?
No, don't know the car.
Oh. You don't know your car? Why are you riding the bike again?
Have you seen these before?
Press the wrong button again.
That's all for the moment. Thank you.
Just gonna ask about his car.
A few more questions, please.
Knock.
Do you know what these are?
Oh, yes, that's my old car. It was vandalized. I took those for the insurance company. Where did you find those?
At the pub. You know who did this?
Yes. A girl called Lisa Blint. She was on the course, very strange girl.
And why did she write the words devil worshippers all over your car?
Well, she was a very strange girl. She had a lot of psychological problems. I'm not entirely sure, Inspector. I mean, she took a dislike to the course for some particular reason. I couldn't quite put my finger on it. And she
it's
asked
terrible?
for a refund. I declined. And she decided to spray her disapproval all over my car.
Odd thing to spray, isn't it, though? Devil worshippers?
Well, she was a very odd girl, Inspector. Maybe she thought it was a way of getting back at us. I've no idea.
Did Rebecca know about it?
Well, yes, she did, but I wasn't about to unleash Rebecca on her.
That drink's
She
lasted
can be
about
quite
2
fierce
hours now.
sometimes, you know. And I mean, the girl wasn't vindictive. She had psychological problems. She lives in the village, actually. The run-down house at the end of the lane. Can't miss it.
Really?
Ah,
Right, thank you.
new person to speak to. That drink is really, really lasting you a long time.
Be back later on if that's okay.
Yeah, and even if it's not okay, I'll be back later on. Because that's what happens.
Could that be where Lisa lives?
Probably.
Run-down house at the end of the lane. That's what Ryan said, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah, we're going there. Stop talking, Jinx. Come on. Bing bong. Oh, knock knock.
Is it Lisa?
Yes.
Inspector Jenks, I'm investigating an incident in the village. I wonder if I could ask you a few questions.
What sort of incident?
I'd rather come in and discuss it if that's all right with you. I promise I won't
I'm
take
sure he
long.
would.
Thank you. I'll just go in here, yes?
I have to go out in a minute.
Oh, look, I can come back later.
I might not be here. What did you want to ask?
Okay.
I just wanted to ask you, did you know Kate Vine?
No.
Right. Well, I heard that you're familiar with Atlas, the life skills training company.
What do you want to know about Atlas?
Well, I heard you reacted badly to it.
Of course I reacted badly. So would anyone.
Now, why do you say that?
Because they're devil worshippers.
Devil worshippers.
They're making demons appear. They're tricking everybody.
Cuckoo.
They're getting people to join up. Then they're putting demons inside them.
Right.
You can see them.
See who?
Demons.
Right.
Where could you see them?
In the mirrors.
At Atlas.
Any mirror. You can't get rid of them. They stay inside you.
So,
It's the
how
hallucinogens.
did you get rid of them?
I didn't.
You still see them.
I just don't look. I put all the lights on. I make sure it's all bright.
Okay.
I put them on when I need to look in the mirror. If I make sure everything is bright, I just see myself.
Go on, Jinx, turn the
Without-
lights off.
Seeing the other person.
Oh dear.
Who is the other person?
She's like me, but older. It's like her eyes sink in. She's all wrinkled, with a wrinkled mouth. Like she's dying. And then I realize I'm her. I'm not me anymore. I'm her.
Oh my god, it's a ghost! Ah!
I'm sorry, I have to go now.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's okay. You're really mental. I think the hallucinogens plus the trances and that kind of stuff has messed these people up. Poor girl. She's literally mental. Unless she's right and there really are demons.
Ask you a couple of things, please. Do you know anyone who is interested in or involved with devil worship?
You met Lisa?
Which Lisa are you talking about?
Mad Lisa. Lives on her own, doesn't like mirrors.
Yeah, I've met her. You think she's mad?
You can't look at yourself in the mirror without seeing ghosts. You've got problems, don't you think?
How do you know her?
She came to the farm for some eggs a couple of times, but talking to her once, that's all.
And what did she tell you?
Nothing much. Except she thought the devil was after her.
What did you tell her?
Told her the devil needs a good reason to be after you. She was just like most people, really, blind to herself, except she's more extreme. That's all madness is. Being blind to yourself.
You alright there, James?
Thank you. Probably be back later.
Seem a little unhinged yourself, mate.
A few more questions, if you don't mind.
Do you know anything about devil worship, Paul?
I beg your pardon.
Devil worship? Satanism?
Am I missing something here?
I heard Atlas had elements of Satanism on the course.
You were misinformed. We're a training company, we're not devil worshippers. What kind of a question is that?
So you've no interest in the occult?
No, Inspector, I have no interest in the occult any more than I have interest in pole vaulting, cheese making, or snake charming. Anything else you want to know that I'm not interested in?
That's fine, thanks.
Fair enough.
That's it for the time being, thank you.
Moody bugger. Is there anything down here now? Probably not, never is. Okie dokie.
A few more questions, if you don't mind.
Jenks.
Have you ever come across anyone interested in or involved with the occult?
As in black magic? No, why?
Atlas don't use occult techniques or anything like that?
Atlas? Not unless Ryan's got a secret he's not telling me about.
Mm,
Why, who's been talking?
well, he has
Just a
definitely
line
at
of
least got
inquiry.
one.
Okay, thanks.
Cough, Emma, cough.
Thank you. Probably be back later.
When is that hall ever going to open? I'm sure it said opens at 8. It's now
Couple more
9.
questions, if that's okay.
Have you ever heard about there being devil worship at Atlas?
Devil worship? No. Definitely not. Who said that?
It's just something I heard. Okay, thanks.
That's all for the moment. Thank you.
What do you know about devil worship?
Devil worship? Where?
At Atlas.
Don't trust
Devil
that guy
worship
at
at
all.
Atlas? No, there's none of that.
I don't trust you, Simon.
Be back later on, if that's
Maybe
okay.
you're just a really weird guy. Or maybe you're a killer. Devil worshipping killer.
A few more
Knock,
questions,
knock.
please. Thank you.
Has devil worship ever been part of the course, Ryan?
Am I correct in assuming that you have spoken to Lisa Blind?
You would be. She's been telling me all about the Atlas obsession with Satanism, Ryan.
Then if you've met Lisa Blind, then you will have worked out for yourself that she has a very vivid imagination. She also has psychological problems, diagnosed psychological problems, as a matter of fact.
So where did she get the idea that you lot were, devil worshippers?
I really have no idea. The girl is insane. She's frightened of her own shadow, bless her. She actually thinks that demons are possessing her even now. You really can't trust a word she says.
So you are saying there has never been any devil worship at Atlas?
I don't even know what devil worship is, Inspector. It's not something I particularly know anything about. I certainly don't recall anyone ever having worshipped the devil at Atlas. We even tried to help the poor girl by paying for some treatment, but she didn't want it.
Really?
It's not easy to offer someone help when they think that you're the problem.
Okay, that's it for now.
I might try
Thank
and
you.
call my inspector, my chief, and update him on what's going on. Uh-huh.
Jenks, I presume.
Yes, Chief. Bit more news. It turns out Emma was with Liam on the night he died, and she thinks she caused him to commit suicide. She made fun of him, mocked him as part of the course.
Nice of her. Why did she do that?
Requirement of the course, apparently. To say something offensive. It's meant to encourage free thinking.
Interesting opinion. And I suppose the Rands just think that's what, par for the course or something like that, do they?
Well, Paul wasn't too bothered. He claims he didn't know Emma, so couldn't have predicted what she was going to do.
That doesn't wash. What does Emma say about him?
She does not like him. Really doesn't like him.
So she must have known him well enough. How well did he know her?
He claims not very well.
Well, make sure he's telling the truth. Oh, I've got a cup of coffee to make.
Coffee? Yeah, okay. Thanks, Chief.
Right.
Ask you
We
a couple
got a
more
contradiction
things,
to find. Hardly knew Emma. Um. Um.
Aha.
Huh.
You say you didn't know Emma, yet you bought her a freedom necklace.
I don't remember saying anything about buying Emma a necklace.
So you didn't buy her one? So you did buy her one. So that means you must have known her, and quite well too.
Stop making such a big thing about this, Inspector. Look, I've been around a few years. The clock is ticking, and I admit I have an embarrassing weakness
Pardon?
for attractive women.
Oh, sorry.
It was a stupid mistake, but that's all it was.
So you're saying you tried it on with her?
No, I didn't try it on. I bought her a necklace. I'm not aware that there's a law against buying presents unless, of course, the Third Reich has been elected while I was at a bridge party. Emma was old enough to make decisions for herself. And as a matter of fact, she decided that she didn't want to be bothered with an old fool like me. So nothing happened, no mistakes, nobody got hurt. All right.
Like father, like son. No surprises there. I wonder how many students Paul has tried it on with. Thank you. Probably be back later.
Doubt he'd be back already, but we'll try. Oh yes, good. Resigned? Oh.
Hello, Jenks.
Chief, some interesting developments to report. I met a former Atlas student who claims Atlas were involved in devil worship.
Devil worship.
So she claims. She was quite disturbed.
Yeah,
even
I'd
though this
say.
appears to have happened some time ago. I found some photos of Ryan's car, which she had vandalised, sprayed devil worshippers across it.
One way of getting your message across, I suppose, and what do the Rands say about it?
That Lisa's a fantasist. I'm not so sure, though. Something must have triggered it. Seems an odd thing to invent if there is or was no truth in it at all.
I presume the Rands deny knowing anything about it?
Ryan says he knows nothing about the occult.
Well, dig a bit deeper, work out what he really knows, and keep quizzing Paul.
Sure thing, thanks, Chief.
A few more questions, please.
Used to read about black magic and satanic rituals, but doesn't know anything about devil worship. Liar?
Aha. So you used to read a lot about voodoo and satanic rituals, but you don't know anything about devil worship?
Well, obviously, I just meant we don't worship the devil. We're not devil worshippers here at Atlas, Inspector. Ridiculous.
But the point is, Ryan, that you
Ridiculous.
claim not to know anything
How
about
dare
it, but
you,
admitted you were
Jenks.
obsessed with it when you were younger. Are you sure none of that made its way onto the Atlas course?
course
And
it
that
did.
Lisa isn't basing her beliefs on anything within that course?
Lisa isn't basing her beliefs on anything other than her own imagination, Inspector. Look, we do use some techniques that some students find difficult, disturbing. We encourage them to see things differently, that's all. And some people simply aren't up to that. Some people, like Lisa, that's why we introduced the aptitude test.
What's the aptitude test?
This.
Brings a gun out and shoots me. End of the game.
We ask students to fill in an aptitude test, medical history, psychological issues, that kind of thing, any medication that they have used in the past, any medication that they currently are using. Here, take a look.
I thought you didn't let people in medication.
Basically, it's just to try and make sure that we don't get another Lisa.
Has it worked?
Well, touch wood, so far, yeah.
Can I keep a copy of this?
Oh, fair enough.
Wonder how much importance they actually give to this test. And what are they doing that's so disturbing anyway?
What are they doing? It's so
that's it for the time being, thank you.
disturbing. There's no one here.
A few more questions, if you don't mind. Have you seen one of these before?
No, not this one exactly, but we had to fill something similar in on the first night at Atlas. One of those aptitude tests? No, fitness and stuff like that.
Fitness, eh? How fit are you? I'll rate all the girls on their fitness. I'll tell them how fit they are. Anyway, okay, let's ask Simon.
Thank you. Probably be back later.
Yeah, you aren't allowed to have a meal, go out. You aren't allowed to go to bed. Just got to constantly be sitting there waiting for me to come in and talk to you about
It was
stuff.
all just questions about if I had any illnesses or mental health problems or stuff like that, you know. Like, they didn't actually ask for any proof, so you lied through your teeth on that one.
Oh, that's good.
I don't think they actually checked.
Interesting.
That's good then.
That's all for the moment. Thank you.
The Randy
A few
Paul.
more questions, if you don't mind. Can you tell me a bit about this, please? It's the Atlas aptitude test.
What do you want to know?
What does it test exactly?
It's a test we introduced to make sure that any students didn't have any major personality problems, skeletons in the cupboard, so to speak. We introduced it.
Cupboards? You mean
because there was
closet?
a little bit of a problem with one of the students.
Lisa.
You are well informed.
I'm a good
And what
inspector.
do you think it was that disturbed her?
I believe that the course proved to be too demanding for her. We discovered that she had one or two psychological problems and she couldn't handle it.
And did you change anything else on the course apart from introducing the test?
We increased the entrance age to 21. Well, wasn't much, but it's about the only thing we could do. We didn't want another Lisa. We didn't want students turning around and suing us, did we?
Oh, so you don't mind if they obviously killed themselves as long as they weren't suing you? That's kind of you. Raised the course entrance age to 21. How old was Kate? She wasn't old enough. She's only 20.
Be back later on, if that's okay.
Interesting.
Couple more questions, if that's okay. Do you know anything about this?
It's the aptitude test, isn't it, for Atlas? What do you want to know?
Do you know why it was introduced?
I think they had some trouble with some unsuitable students. And I suppose you have to be careful who you work with.
Document is an aptitude test for Atlas. Unsuitable students.
Okay, that's it for now. Thank you.
Make it interesting, Jenks.
Chief, I finally saw a bit of what goes on at Atlas. I walked in on a meeting. Very strange. There were several students sitting around a fire, taking it in turns to burn handmade
That ages ago.
dolls.
You're hoping I'm going to say tell me more, aren't you? I'm changing my mind.
Ryan had an explanation for it, as did Simon. He claimed it was all about burning your past or something. Actually, Simon told me something interesting. He said they also use auto-hypnosis on the course.
Oh, what's that?
Self-hypnosis. Hypnotizing yourself. Apparently, that may have been what disturbed Lisa so much.
Is it dangerous?
Well, not in theory. Nobody I've spoken to seems to think so.
Well, if it disturbed this Lisa so much, then it can't be all that safe, can it?
I suppose it depends on your psychological state to begin with, but I'll look into it.
Okay, keep it up, Jenks.
Always do, Chief. Always do.
You're very funny, very funny. Bye-bye.
Ask about a few more things, please. Aha.
There we go.
So nobody has ever been affected by auto-hypnosis, except Lisa.
Hypnosis wasn't the problem, Inspector. Lisa was the problem with Lisa. That's why we introduced the test.
But the hypnosis was the trigger, wasn't it?
Lisa arrived on the course believing we were all devil worshippers. She was nuts to start with. We didn't make her like that.
Well, as far as I can tell, Paul, you've had one student accuse you of devil worship and 2 others commit suicide. Some
Not
of your
too good.
students aren't having a very good time on this course, are they?
No.
Nonsense. Kate was enjoying every minute of it. She couldn't get enough of it.
Really?
She was full of the joys of life. Bubbly, confident, flirty.
With
Oh, really?
You mean with whom?
With whom?
Pretty much everybody. Including me, as I remember.
Oh, God, you're sick.
Really? And, did you respond?
I don't get into relationships with students, Inspector. Company policy. It's not professional.
Even though you tried with Emma?
Interesting
That
admission
seems-
that Kate flirted with him. There's no way Paul would have turned down an opportunity like that.
Avoid relationships with students.
Ah.
Doesn't seem to make sense.
So you avoid relationships with students, except for Emma, who you tried to date.
Oh, come on, Inspector. That was a long time ago.
And what about Kate Vine? Did you try to date her or not?
Oh, don't be so ridiculous, Inspector. Kate was an exceptionally clever girl. She knew exactly what she wanted, and she knew how to get it.
You mean that Kate approached you?
It wouldn't surprise me if she was playing everyone in the group. Kate had more enemies than you'd think. She was a very, very manipulative young woman.
Oh, really? What, it's 10 p.m.
10 o'clock, it's getting late. I'm gonna have to pick up the pace if I'm gonna solve this by midnight.
Not long left to solve it, guys. Gonna need to pull my finger out on this one and get my detective hat on. I've already got a detective hat on, but maybe change my hat to something else. Maybe a beret. Next time. Please like, please subscribe. Call me a prick in the comments if you want. Bye bye.